Hello and welcome back to Mastering Django Development. I am Gomez, and in this video we are rolling up our sleeves to set up the perfect environment for our Django adventures. Before we dive into the world of Django, we need to make sure our setup is rock solid. In this video, I'm going to guide you through the steps to set up your environment so that together we can start building awesome Django applications. So first things first, since Django is a Python library, you need to make sure you've got Python on your machine. If not, then go ahead and install Python, then come back to this course. Now, let's talk about virtual environments. Think of a virtual environment like a bubble or a sandbox for your Python projects. When you write code in Python, you often use external libraries or packages. So a virtual environment helps you keep those packages organized and separate for each project you work on. The advantages being, number one, it keeps things tidy. That means you won't accidentally mix up libraries between projects, making your coding life much more organized. And then another advantage could be there are no messy interferences. Imagine you're working on two different projects, and each project needs a different version of a certain library. Without a virtual environment, these versions might conflict and cause issues. A virtual environment keeps each project dependencies separate so they don't interfere with each other. With that said, I think it's time to create our virtual environment. So let's do that. So what I'll need to create a virtual environment is, first of all, to relocate or locate a place that I want to create my virtual environment. Now, what I've done is I have just created a directory inside my desktop and then YouTube folder where I have my Django course, and this is where I want to have my virtual environment. So I'm going to select this folder. Once I've done that, I'll go ahead and look for terminal. So this is because I'm using VS Code. And just to put it out there, I'm using VS Code just because it's my personal preference. But if you like to use PyCharm or any other IDE that works with Python, that's also fine and good. But I'm using VS Code here. So what I'm going to do is I will use CMD here. So I'm going to select command prompt, and then because I want to create a virtual environment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write Python -m, and then the script that we're using is venv, which is a built-in Python for creating virtual environments, and then I'll provide my virtual environment name. So in this case, I just like to call it venv. Some people would call it my venv. Like, you can call it anything. So once I've done that, it should create a virtual environment, and you can see once it finishes, it has created a directory here. And if we look inside this directory and I go under scripts, you see that there are a number of scripts here, but since it hasn't finished, we're just going to wait for it to finish, and then we are going to open this directory once again. Okay, thank God it has finished. So inside here you can see that we have these other scripts. We have activate, we have pip here, we have Python exe, and we also we have everything that is important right here. So the good thing about virtual environments is you can have this virtual environment and you can just think of it as something that is disposable. So when you're pushing your code to GitHub, you can just freeze your dependencies or your requirements for the project, and then you push your code to GitHub without pushing the virtual environment there. So once someone pulls that GitHub code, they can also create a virtual environment and install all the dependencies that are required for that virtual environment. Well, I'm going to show you that as the course continues, but for now, all I wanted us to do is to create this virtual environment, and then in the next video, I'm going to show you how now we can activate this virtual environment, or how we can start installing things that we need in this virtual environment. For example, in this course we are using Django, so I'm going to show you how you can install Django and install all the dependencies that we're going to need. But before I go, let me show you how you can activate this virtual environment. So to activate this virtual environment, what you need to do is, our directory is venv, and then inside venv we have scripts. So this is the directory we need, and inside scripts we have this activate.bat, and that's what we're looking for. So I'll say activate.bat, and then once you've done that, you can see that we have this venv on the side here, and that shows that we have activated this virtual environment. Now everything we install here is going to be installed, or is going to be part of this virtual environment. And if we want to deactivate from this virtual environment, all you can do is just write deactivate. And that's it for this video. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how we can create our Django project, and then we can pick it from there. So see you in the next video.